In conclusion, there's two kinds of comments on a Jack Stauber video. Let's make a third.
Very well, weirdly educated puppy. Bonjour, I'm Artazh, and it's a little video where I will talk about my personal, it's important, view on first chapter of Postal franchise. It's important that it's first chapter because when continuations take a more comedical approach towards confusing and weird and stupid society and world at large where we're living in. First chapter, which is free on Steam so you can try and see yourself, is very much facing all of his weird, stupid, confusing world as a horror. If you haven't played first chapter, which I won't be surprised considering that game generally looks like something you would play on first computer ever existed on I don't know, on arcade automat in 80s or some bullshit. Not like it's bad. I actually really enjoyed his games because he usually very good. His game, in very short descriptions, is about mentally ill Postal dude who one day woke up and in his paranoid schizophrenia psychosis decided to kill a lot of innocent people. In his mind, as I understand, he was viewing them first as police people and secondly as main evil that corrupted world, and he need to free all of his blood out of her bodies because Arch is thirsty or some shit. Like in his head, it's all like for greater good or whatever. Obviously, it's not so. Don't kill people, even if voices in your head tell you to. But in general, like he is mentally ill. You cannot really be surprised. Gameplay itself is just third-person shooter where you're running around. You need to kill specific percent of people on map, after which you click F1 for whatever reason, and it starts next level. And in between of time, you are getting all lord his fucking game has, which is little notes from diary of main character where he describing his absolutely delusional thoughts about everything that is happening. They don't have a lot of sense, like you just kind of, yeah, he totally doesn't have connection with logic and all of his thoughts is delusional and he's mentally ill. What did you expect? And after you go through enough levels and I don't know, in your head destroying whole American government, we are getting little cutscene in which we are realizing that first of all, turns out we probably was killing not policemen but innocent children on some playground. And secondly, we are getting very creepy visualized cutscene which shows that Postal dude have been cuffed and put in medical hospital for experiments and shit, I suppose. By the way, if you played second chapter, now you know what was on weekend when you are in hospital and there are two doors into white padded room and one of them is literally meat all over walls. I suspect that it's a reference to his cutscene from first chapter. Anyway, obviously a lot of people would see all of his game as just not meaningful shooter. Some people will have some media literacy and look deeper and say that it's a comment about growing hate in our society and about how easily nowadays people leaning towards pipeline of hate which leads to such terrible like shootings and shit. And yeah, that's kind of true. I'm pretty sure it's actually what creators was planning to do with all of his. It's a comment about growing tendency of aggression and delusional people, which nowadays is especially serious. But I am going to talk about my vision, and my vision includes my personal beliefs. I will fucking project on mentally ill shooter. Let's go. I am mentally ill. If that somehow surprised you, I am confused. I'm struggling in my life because I have some problems that is not diagnosed and not getting treated because I'm living in country for living. Yeah, it's not funny. It's actually really, really bad. And even though I don't sympathize and don't justify action of Postal Dude, I am a person who prefers to kill myself without bothering anyone around. I don't consider that murdering president will fix my issues. I mean, how... Okay, never... It's complicated topic to discuss. I cannot justify his actions, but I, as a person who is struggling in my life, can experience empathy towards him. Thing is, Postal Dude is not main villain of his story. Surprise, surprise. He is just symptom of corrupted system that we all living in. And as a person who is struggling in my life, I've seen his all with my own eyes. First of all, medical system. First that goes in your head when you talk about mentally ill people. Medical system, at least in my country for sure, but I'm starting to have a feeling that it's like easier to call countries which don't have shitty mental health system than call countries that like don't fuck 'em. You got the idea. Medical system is shit in all countries almost, and especially when it's touching such sensitive topics as mental condition. In general, I feel like our whole medical system, after dark ages when hospitals was used to put your political opponents down, didn't move much. Hospitals still is just a place where if you just a little bit struggling, they may actually help you. They can give you some comments, they can like give you some easy meds, but if you down bad, if you have some mental issues that is not fixable or will stay with you for many years and you just kind of have to live your life with it, or if they serious to condition when you are danger for yourself and people around you, well, basically his hospital starting to treat you less than a human, less than an animal, in my honest opinion. I, because I was danger for myself, not others, have been put in medical hospitals of my beautiful country a few times. And let me tell you, I have never seen so much hate from a stranger as much as I have seen it from medical personnel in my hospital. I am fucking I suspect that I am a furia, and I am literally a robot gender. And I never in my life experienced more dehumanization that I have experienced in my hospital. And if it's a place that represents itself as somewhere where you're getting help, it's not something you should get in there, isn't it? So most of doctors I ever encountered, at least 3 once, they kind of just was trying to prove to me that I should not complain. Important thing, he was not trying to help me. He was just trying to explain that my pain is not valid, so I should not complain, so he will not have to help me. It is very interesting method of medicine. But yeah. Is it noticeable that I have medical post-traumatic stress disorder? I'll think about how I Google it, like check some information, Wikipedia, whatever. Not ChatGPT, please. So medical system is fucked. It's terrible. If you are struggling not enough, they will not help you. If you are struggling too much, they will put you in prison for being sad. And in his prison, you will survive such terrible things. You will get yourself point of view in which I am living now, that if I'm not planning to, if I will plan to kill myself, I will try to make it as efficiently as I can, because I don't want to fail and go back in hospital. So yeah, next time I will commit suicide, I will do it better, because I don't want to experience medicine of my country ever again. Adding it a little bit later, but also talking about medical hospitals. In very ending of game, when like government sounding voice reading what happened and talking about Postal dude, he in very end saying that doctors will have like a lot of time to learn about him and shit. And I understand that like Postal dude in ending is a fucking mentally ill fake who killed a lot of children, and he doesn't deserve much empathy. He will push you to the point and can use your head as political talking thing. Anyway, I still like detail of him being treated by hospital people more like experiment, like laboratory rat, as less than a human and not a patient who struggled so fucking bad he committed terrible things. Like, yeah, empathy. Obviously, he's not getting much empathy because he's a fucking murderer, but still, it's a little interesting detail. So, medical hospitals not helping us. What else? Social structure, like people itself, how we treating each other. Maybe if you are not mentally ill, you're not really noticing it, but as mentally ill person, this is insane how much society hates us. Like, you may have, maybe you who watching this video is a terrible person who literally destroys lives on people online for being different. Cringe culture, hate towards like autistic people, it's light stuff. You have no idea what is happening with people who struggle with, like, I don't know, schizophrenia or some post-traumatic disorders or hypersexuality after rape. You have no fucking idea how crazy it is. People online will kill you if you're struggling. It's insane. Well, I suppose it's a general issue. Coronavirus, rise of Nazis, all of his shit is leading to people having more hate. Like, everything is so fucked right now. Not surprised that mentally ill people getting punches even harder than usually. You bitches made House of Puso be frozen. I will never forgive any of you. Like, you fucking imbeciles who is following like TikTok recommendation without checking information and just following some fucking stupid little 5 seconds videos and spreading hate and harassing people just because somebody on your fucking feed told you to. We should ban TikTok, actually. I consider mentally ill artists very important because they're doing important work. I explained to myself why I'm sharing all of his shit online. That if you are seeing other person struggle same way you are, it makes life feels a little bit easier. Like, hey, I am not only one. I'm not dying in his alone. I am not weirdo for my struggles. You have no idea how much such projects, not only a House of Pussy, has a lot of artists you fuckers destroyed on my eyes. Who make mentally ill art for mentally ill people, for a mentally ill person, and it makes so much important change for me as mentally ill person, because I see like, oh, he's comforting me. You fuckers destroying art that comforted and comforts discomforted, and I am annoyed by you comforted fuckers. Let me have discomforting art. I need it for my mental health. Society nowadays fucking hates mentally ill people. You all, I feel like in general, all people for some reason wants to lack of empathy, actual empathy, not like I'm pretending to be empathic but actually don't give a fuck. Lack of empathy towards struggling. It's insane. And I feel like society and structure of all our world right now is kind of built in a way that you want to make lives of weird mentally ill people so hard, we kill ourselves. So we will not annoy normal people like you. And bitches, even if you are so lacking empathy and actually believe that world will be easier if you fascist fucks will put all mentally ill people in some little boxes where we will be getting treatment less than a fucking dog. I just wanna say that helping mentally ill people is like better for normal people too. It's in very basic, like most of us will struggle, will not complain because we are too tired to get off our bed. Some of us will kill ourselves. We are doing pipeline for you, making our life so terrible we kill us, and like your plan is working. Good job, guys. You do understand that desperate people is dangerous people. Yeah, not all of us, but some will be mentally ill so bad, and in such direction we will look at like our ditch. We will understand that we are so desperate we wanna kill ourselves. And some of us, not big percent, but some will turn around and say, bitches, if I'm dying, why cannot I take all of these normal fuckers who made my life shit with me? Basically, it's what we're seeing in Postal. Postal dude is a mentally ill person with schizophrenia, which was ignored by doctor, ignored by society. He didn't get proper help. All of your plan to get him so miserable he kills himself went greatly. And at some point, he looked around and he's like, well, if I'm dying anyway, why cannot I take all of his corrupted fuckers with me? That's why we're killing police. Like, Postal dude is perceiving government as faulty in his struggles, which is right. Issued had in his hallucinations, I suppose. He accidentally misunderstood children and police guys, but it's not her deal. Thing is, if you corner scared dog will bite. It's just how animals works, since you treating us as less of than a human. And when we bite, after you fuckers put us in his corner, for whatever reason, society is using it as talking point that we are all of dogs ever existed should be put down. And I think that's stupid. I don't think that Postal dude is mind villain of Postal. I think that Every time I see an issue, I drive line up and it hits fucking selling of capitalism. Every time! We live in a system which doesn't provide help to struggling. We live in society which lacks empathy towards struggling. And some of his struggling will push back. And you will get consequences of what you have done to many of us. Not many mentally ill people will go and shoot somebody, but some will. And I think that one mentally ill person who kills somebody is enough to maybe think of not getting people into position and they have to fight for their survival. If person has no fucking food, they will go and rob steal something. Maybe we should give right for food to struggling one, so they will not steal shit. I'm promising you, it's literally working on your hand. Like, it's better for you, even if you devil itself and don't really give a shit about anything besides money. It's still better for you. Society doesn't grind and shine when most powerful one survives. Society gains and shines when you fucking take care of struggling and weak ones. I don't understand why I have to fucking explain it. Why are we living in his? Anyway, I'm experiencing empathy towards Postal Dude. Again, I don't I don't think that you should kill people. No, it's not what I'm trying to say. Empathy and sympathy is different things. I just think that each one of us can, in some situation, turns out in place for postal duties. You too, even if you're mentally absolutely sane. Things happen. Maybe tomorrow your head explodes and you get schizophrenia, your grand mother had. How can I tell? You cannot tell. And yeah, maybe give a fuck about people. Just saying. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm desperate. But don't worry, I will kill myself, not hurt people.